Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio begins now.
It's time for Cardinal Baseball Live here on Tradio this afternoon from Sherman, Texas. Well, 9:46 this morning, we welcome you on air here for Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. So we say good morning. My name's Will Connerly. Tim Polster with us as well as the Cardinals make the trip up to Sherman, taking on the Bearcats here at their home facility. It'll be a doubleheader today, a doubleheader tomorrow, and then they will cap off the weekend with a solo game on Saturday. Fort Worth Christian off to such a great start here this season. They've continued to hit the ball really well, and they've started the year 10-1. Sherman today, and then Tyler Legacy as well in the next matchup. But getting ready for a 10 o'clock first pitch between Sherman and Fort Worth Christian. The Cardinals riding high into this matchup, mentioned 10-1, but they've continued to rattle off victory after victory. 8 consecutive wins after they capped off last weekend, something we didn't bring to you live on Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio, but we'll talk about it now as the 8th consecutive win came last Saturday for the Cardinals. They won 6-2 over Anna. And the Cardinals overall, some pretty gaudy numbers to look at statistically for what they've been able to do today on the hill, at least here in Game 1. It will be Greg Smeds. And when we take a look at what he's done so far through 2 starts, it's 6 2/3 of action. He's 1-0. He's surrendered 3 hits and just 1 run in those innings. 6 walks to 5 strikeouts in that time with an ERA just above 1 for Greg Smeds. The lineup for Fort Worth Christian, Griffin Carney will lead off and play at second base. Grady Emerson hits second. He's playing shortstop. Braylon James, the center fielder, hits third. Jackson Castleberry in the cleanup spot. In right field, Blaine McDonald at third base. Andrew Ridgel to follow in left field. Antonio Andujar hits 7th at first base. Court Williams getting the start this morning behind the plate. He is catching and hitting 8th, and then Jacob Ward, the designated hitter, hits 9th. And again, Greg Smeds is on the mound for Fort Worth Christian. They won 6-2 in their last time out over Anna, had 5 hits during that game, including 1 apiece from each of their first 4 hitters in the lineup. That has been pretty consistent for head coach Rusty Greer throughout the beginning stages of this season. Carney, Emerson, James, Parkerson as well was in that mix, and he had a base knock in that game as the designated hitter. But Carney, Emerson, and James each had a hit in their last game, the first 3 hitters in the order, and that's what they're going out with again here today. So the news in the lineup, at least you have a change for Fort Worth Christian in the fact that Jackson Castleberry is back in the lineup. The UT Arlington commit got a little bit banged up in the second week of the season, so good to see the cleanup man back in action for Fort Worth Christian here this afternoon. He was able to get out there and score a run against Anna and have a stolen base, and now he'll have a chance to get some at-bats. Again, last took an at-bat on the 12th against Legacy Christian when Fort Worth Christian hosted their own classic, the private school classic, I guess, at Keg Corton Field, a part of a wider variety of tournaments, and that was washed away with the rain on Saturday. And then the following weekend, they win all the games. But Jackson Castleberry can only help getting back in this lineup and being able to provide some offense for this team. So he hits cleanup, and a good thing to see for him. And for Castleberry, and again, of course, Grady Emerson, another guy in the lineup that shares a similar mold to those two, is another transfer from Argyle in Court Williams, who gets a start behind the plate here this morning. Court Williams He's only had 1 at-bat so far this year, but good power at the plate, and excited to see what he could do, getting an opportunity pretty much for the first time here this year. We'll talk a little bit more about this matchup, tell you about the Sherman Bearcats lineup when we come back. This is Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio.
Fort Worth Christian School is Christ-centered, college preparatory school where every student is known, loved, and valued. At FWC, students are challenged to pursue excellence in the classroom, in competition, and in their faith, all while being equipped with a strong biblical worldview. From standout academics and championship athletics to award-winning fine arts and a vibrant student community, Fort Worth Christian is preparing tomorrow's leaders today. We invite you to discover the difference for your family. Visit fwc.org to learn more, schedule a personal tour, and experience Fort Worth Christian for yourself.
Thank you so much for joining the game with us today. We hope you are enjoying this presentation of Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. We have a target of 20,000 channel subscribers before the end of this spring. We need your help to reach that goal. So please hit the subscribe button and the like button, and pick a friend or family member to whom you can share the game. We are happy you are watching and hope you consider becoming a member for access to different member-only content.
The Sherman Bearcats and the Fort Worth Christian Cardinals getting ready for action here in Sherman, Texas. It's such a beautiful day for baseball here this morning. Just before 10 o'clock, 64 degrees and partly cloudy. It's Rusty Greer at the home plate meeting with the Sherman Bearcats head coach as the two are going over the ground rules ahead of this matchup between Sherman and Fort Worth Christian. Just gave you the lineup for Fort Worth Christian. We'll go over it for the Bearcats as well. They'll start Eli Newton on the mound. Brody Ganser plays short. Max Bond out in center field. Charlie Canero, the third baseman, hits cleanup. Clay Booth hitting fifth. He's at first base. Frankie Rosales, the second baseman. Nate Reed hits seventh and catches. Mason Milks and right. Christian Clark rounds out the order, and he is out in left field. So that is the starting lineup for the Sherman Bearcats. Again, Fort Worth Christian, they've continued to play well. Off to a blistering 10-1 start to the season, and they try to continue that today. A lot of games in a short period of time when you have these preseason tournaments, or at least pre-district play tournaments, but Fort Worth Christian's been up to the task, just dropping 1 game in their first 11, and again, an 8-game win streak that they carry into this Grand Slam Invitational here this weekend. So a pair of games at Sherman today. Tomorrow, new venue. It'll be up in Frisco, Texas, or at least from our vantage, a little bit down a ways in Frisco, Texas, as Fort Worth Christian will get ready for that action tomorrow. We'll take one more time out and be ready for first pitch on the other side. It's Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio.
Fort Worth Christian School is Christ-centered, college preparatory school where every student is known, loved, and valued. At FWC, students are challenged to pursue excellence in the classroom, in competition, and in their faith, all while being equipped with a strong biblical worldview. From standout academics and championship athletics to award-winning fine arts and a vibrant student community, Fort Worth Christian is preparing tomorrow's leaders today. We invite you to discover the difference for your family. Visit fwc.org to learn more, schedule a personal tour, and experience Fort Worth Christian for yourself.
We only play to win. That's on everything. We climbing to the top.
Thank you so much for joining the game with us today. We hope you are enjoying this presentation of Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. We have a target of 20,000 channel subscribers before the end of this spring. We need your help to reach that goal. So please hit the subscribe button and the like button, and pick a friend or family member to whom you can share the game. We are happy you are watching and hope you consider becoming a member for access to different member-only content.
First pitch of the game, it is Griffin Carney who grounds it to short. Throw is wide by Ginzer, and Carney steady on second, one pitch into this game. Now Grady Emerson at the plate. Carney standing on second. He's taken for a strike. Emerson grounds it to second. That'll advance Carney to third. One out. So Braylon James hitting with a runner at third here in the top of the first inning. And James watching the first two outside the zone. No score, top of the first. Carney at third base. Got on via an error and advanced to third on the ground ball to the right side. James pops it up. Canero calling everyone off in foul ground. There's two outs. It'll bring up Jackson Castleberry. Runner at third. Swing and a miss.
502, 502.
Castleberry with an 0-1 count. Foul back by Castleberry. Missed some time due to injury. Now back in action for Fort Worth Christian as the cleanup man.
Oh, good job, boys. 5-3-1, 5-3-1.
One ball and two strikes.
Right here, back pitch.
Scoots away. Carney scores, and the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead. That's grounded up the middle past a diving second baseman and Frankie Rosales, and Jackson Castleberry has a 2-out single.
Hey, good effort, that boy. 5-1-2, 5-1-2. 5-1-2.
Blaine McDonald at the plate. It's a 1-0 lead, working on the scoreboard as we speak. We'll have it up shortly for you.
Hey, with the first pitch right here.
It's McDonald at the plate. The Cardinals' third baseman with Castleberry. 2-out single. McDonald watching.
3-3-4. Oh boy.
Castleberry back in time at first.
4-4-1, 4-4-1.
It's a dribbler off to third. It's on to first in time. Side retire. We'll be right back on Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. Fort Worth Christian leading 1-0.
Give it a ride, son. Give it a ride.
Up that nose. Hey, dudes, come kid. Get up. Keep that front side
So
in.
Eli
Front
Newton
side
leading
in.
things off for the Bearcats. 1-0 score. Fort Worth Christian leading. Bottom of the first inning. Greg Smeds missing high.
Good eye, good eye.
First two missed outside the zone by the left-hander, making his third start. Eli Newton watching low, 3-0 count. All right, apologies for the delay. Back to some of the action here at Sherman. Runners on first and third here in a 1-0 ball game. Bottom of the first inning. Again, apologies for a brief moment of pause there as we're working on our scoreboard. Here on Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. Charlie Canero is up at the plate with runners on the corners and the corners of the infield for Fort Worth Christian in. Smeds trying to work out of some trouble. First one upstairs to Charlie Canero, the Bearcats' third baseman. A 1-0 Fort Worth Christian lead, however. Bearcats trying to bunt home a run. Smeds gathers one run across, and we're tied at 1. So Sherman manufacturing a run here in the bottom of the first inning. And Canero with a bunt. Gets an RBI. So 1-1 score. Fort Worth Christian and Sherman tied here in the bottom of the first inning. As Canero with the sacrifice, Smeds fielding his position. Inning started with a single, followed by a sac bunt. And another single from Max Bond. And Canero is able to sacrifice a run home, bringing up Clay Booth, the first baseman. And so behind the plate today, again, Court Williams getting a chance. Behind the dish for Fort Worth Christian, just one at-bat on the year, so his first opportunity. And now Smeds coming set. That ball ripped toward the right side, gathered at first, and that will end the inning. We're even at 1 after 1.
They call it the big time. You got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got 'em in your sights. Time. I can see that look in your eye. Everything you want and more. It's about time. 1, 2. Ball.
All right, we're an inning into action here in the first of a doubleheader for Fort Worth Christian. Thanks for being with us, and as we work through some issues on our side, Fort Worth Christian trying to work the bats, but it's popped up right side. And gathered, Ridgel pops out to second. And that brings up Antonio Andujar.
5-2-0, 5-2-0. Tony. Ball. Let's down. 3-5-2, 3-5-2. Head right back here, let's hit. I'm right here. Ball.
2-0 count to Andujar, the Cardinals' first baseman in a tie game. Eli Newton gets another pop-up, and the shortstop is under it. Brody Ganser making the grab, so a pop-up to second, a pop-up to short. And that'll bring Court Williams to the plate.
5-1-0. With the first pitch right here.
Senior catcher watching for a strike. Just his second at-bat of the year. He's robbed of a base hit. Clay Booth diving to make the grab. And a 1-2-3 inning for Eli Newton. We go to the bottom of the second. We're tied at 1.
You're just trying to find a way out. I don't want to tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you. I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you have.
So Greg Smeds out for another inning of work, the left-hander. Toe in the rubber, third start of the year. Couple of sacrifice bunts worked in the favor of Sherman in the bottom of the first. Now Frankie Rosales is up to the plate to lead off this bottom of the second tie game. And Smeds pitching with an 0-1 count. Popped foul and out of play.
Hey, compete here. Grind right here. Grind out in that bat right here. 9. Come, kid. What? Come, Frankie. Right. Right, one pitch at a time. Win it. Come on.
Jackson Castleberry out and right. Makes the grab to retire Frankie Rosales. So we're getting settled in. This broadcast is getting settled in. This game starting to settle in. Bottom of the second. 1 gone. Here in a 1-1 game. Brings up Nate Reed for Sherman with Smeds kicking and delivering. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. nobody on here in the bottom of the second. First two miss outside the zone by the left-hander. Swing and a miss. Nate Reed now hitting with a 2-ball, 2-strike count with 1 out. And the 2-2 just fouled back. So Reed staying alive. And a beautiful day in Sherman, Texas. 67 degrees, partly cloudy, high of 77 today. Sun expected to really hit this artificial surface around 11 o'clock. It's full count. Smeds, the best pitcher on the team a year ago as a junior, assumed the role of the ace as the senior. Has a nice mix from the left side. 3 2/3 last time out. He picked up the win and just allowed 1 run. That will trickle to the backstop. The only difference in this outing for Greg Smeds, his first outing, 3 innings, got the start, did not allow a run in the season opener. Missed week 2. And then last week, 3 2/3, worked to 58 pitches after going 45 at his first start. But this, his third start, again, did miss a week. But the lefty, the ace of this staff, getting the start here against Sherman. But a walk to Nate Reed affords the Bearcats a base runner. Another bunt attempt, and it trickles foul. The Bearcats with 2 sacrifice bunts in the first inning. A sacrifice bunt after a leadoff single, and then another bunt that drove home a run with runners on the corners and just 1 out. That, the lone run of the game so far, and now Smeds will try to work around a 1-out walk with a runner at first base, an 0-1 count. He does have 6 walks through 2 starts and just 6 2/3 coming in. He fires a strike there. This walk just a moment ago, his first issued here this morning. 10:25 in the morning, and we're in the first of a doubleheader here from Sherman, Texas, with beautiful weather, great facility. Smeds slide steps to the plate and catches. Mason Milks looking for the second out. So way to bounce back. The left-hander, after issuing a walk, comes back with a strikeout. Brings up the 9-hole Christian Clark. Smeds gets a big swing and a miss. Jack Miller, he is courtesy running for the catcher, Nate Reed, at first base. Fouled away right side, so an 0-2 count for Greg Smeds. The 0-2 upcoming. Foul ball.
up there and compete. 1, 2, 3, come kid.
Bottom of the second inning, 0-2 count, 2 outs, 1 on. Jack Miller running at first for the Bearcats after the catcher Nate Reed drew a 1-out walk. And now it's Christian Clark trying to battle with 2 strikes. And he takes it above the zone. 1-2 count. With Smeds working to Court Williams. First time this has been the battery combination. And the left-hander coming set. And it's pulled foul.
Hands. Let's go, Christian. What? 1, 2, 3. Small. Come on, Greg, right here. Come on, Greg. Not bad. Keep your chin down.
The 2-2. Clark battling at the plate, stays alive as he reaches the bat out to foul it back and keep this AB alive.
Not bad.
2-2 gets away from Smeds, allows Jack Miller to go from first to second.
Hey, way to battle, 2-3, way to battle.
So 9-hole is up in Christian Clark, but now hitting with a runner in scoring position.
You're my kid! Yeah! Come Christian, come kid! No!
Clark lifts that to the outfield, but Braylon James is there in time. A nifty grab on the move. And we go on to the third frame. We're tied at 1.
Hey, good at bat.
Jacob Ward leading things off for Fort Worth Christian as we start the top of the third. 9-1-2 up for the Cardinals. We're tied at 1. And Eli Newton ahead in the count, 0-2 here on Jacob Ward.
Believe me, I've used it.
Ward, good piece of two-strike hitting by the freshman Jacob Ward, and he has a leadoff single here in the top of the third inning.
2-2-0, 2-2-1, 2-2-1.
So Griffin Carney up for a second time.
4-4-5, 4-4-5.
Jacob Ward, really good piece of two-strike hitting to get on. He grounds it up the middle. Carney watching it upstairs.
4-1-0, 4-1-0.
First two above the zone to Griffin Carney.
4-3-1, 4-3-1.
The leadoff man has hits in 7 straight games. And on the 2-0 offering, fouls it back.
5-0-5.
Carney definitely on a tear. Mention a 7-game hit streak, and in that span, he also has a pair of extra base hits. And that's taken for a strike. But maybe more impressively for Griffin Carney, you want your table setter to get aboard and, of course, come home. And he scored at least 1 run in 7 straight games, make it 8 straight games now after scoring in the first. Towards short, gonna be close at first with the hustling Carney. He's out as Ganser gets it across the diamond in time, but a productive out at that as Griffin Carney's ground ball allows Jacob Ward to advance. And it'll bring Grady Emerson to the plate, grounded out to second in his first trip. 1 out. He watches it up and out.
2-5-0, 2-5-0.
A lot of superlatives coming Grady Emerson's way. He's hitting just shy of 600 on the season through 11 games. A 1-0 count. And he takes for a strike. But yeah, you heard that right. Just shy of 600. He has 16 hits in 27 at-bats. With 3 doubles, a couple triples, a home run, and a team high 13 runs driven in. And he watches above the zone. He's been mighty patient at the plate as well. He's drawn 11 walks through 11 games. So getting on base via a bases on balls on average 1 time per game. But 71% for his on base percentage. A 2-1 pitch is a ball. You can read all the numbers.
1-2-5, 1-2-5.
They're so impressive for him. And many of these Cardinal hitters, I mean, let's not get it twisted. This is a team hitting .336 overall as a group. Emerson certainly shining above them all. And he takes a ball forward. So Emerson, as he does pretty much every single game this year, draws a free pass, his now 12th walk in as many games. And it brings up Braylon James with runners on first and second. Proceeding with caution, it appeared, with Emerson at the plate and a base open, but it brings up the senior center fielder, Braylon James, with 1 out and 2 on. And he takes a hack on the first one and fouls it back.
3-5-3, 3-5-3. Point. Good out.
Scoots inside.
3-2-3.
An even count to Braylon James.
4-5-4. 4-5-4.
Jackson Castleberry waiting on deck here in a 1-1 game in the top of the third inning. Up and out. James, just like Grady Emerson, has also drawn a lot of walks this season. The 3-hole for the Cardinals, 9 walks in 11 games. He's only behind Emerson for the team lead in that department. James scorches one to right. Being waved home is Jacob Ward, but it gets behind Milks, and more's going to be coming. Here comes Grady Emerson. It's a 3-1 lead. Braylon James rents it to right, and the Cardinals go ahead by 2. So a 3-1 lead for the Cardinals. As Braylon James gets a hold of it to right, gets behind Milks, and allows not only Jacob Ward but Grady Emerson to come across. A 3-1 advantage. So it'll go down as a single for Braylon James, and then he advances to third, and Jacob Ward scores, giving him credit for that run driven in. However, Emerson scoring on that error by Milks out and right, that same error allowing James to reach to third. So it's a 2-run lead for the Cardinals as they score twice on that play in an inning that started with a Jacob Ward 0-2 single up the middle. That's what began this inning. Then a ground out followed by a walk, and then Braylon James singles but reaches to third on the air. Castleberry first pitch swinging, fouls it away to the right side. With a runner on third and less than 2 outs, a prime opportunity for Jackson Castleberry to drive in a run. It's an 0-1 count after the mound visit. Swing and a miss.
0-4-1.
Castleberry, 3 hits in 10 at-bats coming into today. And had a single his first time up. Swings through the breaker there, and he's retired on 3 pitches via the strikeout. That'll bring up Blaine McDonald. McDonald hit a ground ball to third. He was retired. That ended the first inning. McDonald hitting an even 300 through 20 at-bats so far this year. First pitch swing into Ganser at short. Scoop made by Clay Booth at first, but not before. The Cardinals score twice. Braylon James driving the ball to right. Brings home a couple runs. Cardinals by 2.
Just me, don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We We are not ordinary, we are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary, living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. You will remember our names. You will remember our names.
So the top of the order up for Sherman as we begin the bottom of the third inning. And a strike to Eli Newton from Smeds. He needed 37 pitches to record his first 6 outs this morning. Andujar makes the play at first. Eli Newton set down on the ground ball. Brody Ganser skies it to left. Andrew Ridgel is there. So 2 outs for Max Bond. The center fielder singled in his first at-bat. Four straight retired for Greg Smeds as he looks for a 1-2-3 third inning. And he may have it here. Popped up to right. Jackson Castleberry's there. And it is 5 in a row set down for Smeds. A shutdown inning. The Cardinals ahead by 2 after 3. We're back with you on Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. Happy you're joining us here this morning from Sherman, Texas. A 3-1 lead for the Cardinals, and They go back to work at the plate with Andrew Ridgel watching for a strike. It's Ridgel, Andujar, and Williams scheduled to hit due up here in the top of the 4th inning. Newton has that fouled away by Ridgel. Ridgel 0 for 1. He popped out to second in the 2nd inning. Watches that up and in. He had a big weekend last weekend. In the 4 games, he had 4 hits, but 2 of those games were multi-hit efforts, and he also had 3 of his 4 hits go for extra bases. And he fouls it back. So extra bases for him, 2 doubles, a triple. And he scored 4 runs in those 4 games last weekend. For the Cardinals, now he tries to battle. And it's fouled away. So the left fielder, Andrew Ridgel, and he gets plunked on a 1-2 pitch that gets away from Eli Newton. Ridgel drilled by the fastball up and in. The first time he's been hit this season. And that'll bring up Antonio Andujar. And quick discussion from the umpire after the fact. A 1-2 pitch that ran up and in and hit Andrew Ridgel. So Andujar, he popped out on the infield his first trip, and he takes a strike in the upper portion of the zone as Newton gets ahead. Ridgel, who was hit on the 1-2 fastball, taking a check on him. He's back in time. 6 hits for Andujar on the year and 26 at-bats, hitting .231. All 6 of his hits have gone for singles. He watches one upstairs. A really hot start to the year. Just 1 hit in his last 6 games played. He tries to come through here. In the top of the 4th inning in his 2nd trip. And he gets a good hold of it. Max Bond is there in center. That has been some of the luck in the early part of the season for Andujar. Good pieces, but right at the outfielder, Max Bond. It'll bring Court Williams up. He got robbed of his first hit of the season and just his 2nd AB of the year. Earlier in this game in the 2nd, it ended the inning as Clay Booth, the Sherman first baseman, made a nice grab to be able to deny Court Williams from his first hit in what was just his 2nd AB this season. So now up for a 3rd time this year, 2nd time of the game, getting the nod as the backstop this morning. And he grounds it to short. Ganser on to first in time. 2 outs on the 6-4-3 double play. And so Eli Newton works around a leadoff hit by pitch. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Heart of the order up for Sherman. Bottom of the fourth, 4, 5, and 6. Charlie Canero up to the plate. As the lefty, Greg Smeds, begins another inning of work. He misfires inside against the left-handed hitting third baseman, Charlie Canero. So 46 pitches now for Greg Smeds. Fires for a strike. 45 pitches in his first outing, 58 in his second outing. Now in his third start, right around the 50-pitch mark here in the bottom of inning number 4. That's called for a strike to Charlie Canero. So he has produced the only run today for Sherman. It was on a bunt. Tapped back to Smeds. And it's in time to first. So he has a couple of balls back to Smeds today. One was a bunt. Smeds went home. That allowed a runner to score in Eli Newton. Right there, it's just a ground ball back to the lefty to begin the frame. And there's one out for Clay Booth. And he grounded out to Antonio Andujar to end the first inning. As Smeds delivers, and it's just fouled back off the end of the bat. Ground ball. Emerson has it. On to first in time, an arranging play made by the standout shortstop. We talk a lot about his hitting tool, and it's hard not to when he's hitting nearly 600, but certainly can flash the leather, has an extremely strong arm, and he ranges over to make that soft tapping ball by Clay Booth up the middle look like a relatively easy play. So there's 2 down. And that is in for a strike, and Frankie Rosales is up at the plate. Talking with Rusty Greer, he says his team's good defense is what he wants. And that's what Greg Smeds gets, at least in this frame. He makes a play himself, a ground ball, and a fly out to end it. 3 in a row retired in that frame, but it's Greg Smeds with back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. Well, he's Tim Polster running the show today and every day for Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. Big thanks to our production team coming up and making the trip up here to Sherman, Texas, the site of a doubleheader for Fort Worth Christian today. I'm Will Connerly, happy to take you along for the ride here this morning. Jacob Ward is at the plate, and he's squaring around a bunt. Jacob Ward really started off that third inning. Now he's leading off the fifth, but in the third it was Jacob Ward, the freshman designated hitter in the 9-hole, hitting with an 0-2 count, and he ripped a single up the middle. And then that sparked a 2-run inning as Grady Emerson walked, and then Braylon James hit a single to right. An error allowed 2 runs to score. And now it's Ward up again to lead off another inning, this time back up the middle, but Eli Newton is there on the soft tapper back to the pitcher. So Eli Newton has faced this Fort Worth Christian lineup now twice, and he'll start his third trek through the Cardinals order now with Griffin Carney, the leadoff man, up to the plate, and it's upstairs. So with 1 out and a 1-0 count in a 3-1 game in the top of the fifth, Cardinals looking for their 9th consecutive victory here this morning. A 10-1 start to the year for Rusty Greer's squad, and it's taken for a strike. Griffin Carney, he's 0 for 2 today, riding a 7-game hit streak. And he goes above the zone there. All in all in the year for Carney, through 30 at-bats, he's hitting .400, 12 hits and 30 at-bats, and he is devastating on the base path. It's already 13 stolen bases. And he ropes one to center. Another good piece of 2-strike hitting by the Cardinals as Carney takes that right back where it came from. And he ropes a single to center with 1 gone to put a man on for Grady Emerson. Wouldn't be surprised if Griffin Carney's moving just gave you that stolen base total. And maybe he'll be eyeballing stolen base number 14. Emerson singles through the backside, runners on first and second. So the shortstop was first pitch swinging, goes to the opposite field, as he's done so often this year. And it puts runners on first and second once again for Braylon James. Similar situation in the third when James came up with 2 on, and he smoked a ball to right field that allowed 2 to score. He hits with a couple on now, and the first taken for a ball. So Eli Newton, this will be the 65th pitch thrown by the right-hander. Runners are off. James takes. Carney sliding into third, and he's out. Just the third time this season Carney's been called out, but Rusty Greer wants a word after Carney was out. So, coach is pleading his case, but Carney will have to head back to the dugout. So James still hitting with a man in scoring position. So it's Carney and Emerson on first and second, and Carney gets caught. Just the third time he's been caught. He has 13 stolen bases, but out at third for the second out. A check back at Emerson. A 3-1 score. Cardinals looking to add on to this 2-run lead. James pulls it to right and ranging in. Mason Milks there this time to make the catch on the fly. So Fort Worth Christian with a couple hits in the frame. They strand a man in scoring position. They still have a 2-run lead. So Greg Smeds is out for another inning of work. The southpaw now starting his 5th inning of action. It's fouled straight back by the catcher, Nate Reed. He was the last man to reach for Sherman. And he pops this one. It's in foul territory. Yes, Nate Reed, he walked in the 2nd, and that is the last base runner that the Bearcats have had. 9 straight retired for the left-hander since, and it's an 0-2 count. So Greg Smeds has settled in. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Little blooper to Grady Emerson. He handles it. 1 out. So after going 3 innings in his first start on the 5th of February, then missing week 2, he then goes 3 2/3 last week. So from 3 innings to 3 2/3 for Greg Smeds. Now in his 3rd start, he has worked 4 1/3 and hasn't shown any signs of slowing down. He's retired 9 in a row.
That's a good eye. Where eye? Get him a bucket. Big base runner. Tom, ready to hit. 0-6, come kid. Oh!
That one sails away from the lefty. Well, it's Austin Thurman who's grabbing a bat and hitting in the spot of Milks. For Sherman, and a strike fire. So 9 set down in a row. And a 3-0 count. Well, Greg Smeds throws it right down the middle against the pinch hitter, but then misses low. So the first base runner since the second inning for Sherman. And they'll have a runner come in this tightly contested 3-1 ball game. It's been a gem so far from Smeds. Braylon James has delivered the go-ahead run in the form of an RBI single in the third. Squaring to bunt, it's dropped out. Smeds gathers to first, and Christian Clark is out at first. He does a job though, advancing a man to second. However, now there's 2 outs, but the lineup card is flipped back to the top of the order in Eli Newton.
Hey, great job.
So Christian Clark with a sacrifice bunt, allowing a runner to advance to second base, and it brings Eli Newton Newton takes the first high. Wonder how Rusty Greer will try to manage the final innings of this matchup, at least for Fort Worth Christian on the hill, and how long of a leash that Smeds will have today. And I went through some of the details about his first couple of starts and progressively wanting the pitchers to throw more and more. 45 pitches in his first outing, 58 last time. He's approaching 70 now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. But Eli Newton at the plate, again, had 9 consecutive hitters retire before walking the pinch hitter Austin Thurman. Clark sacrificed bunt to move that runner to second, and now Eli Newton is up. And a tight ball game. The tying run up at the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning. This is high. One thing to note as we get to the latter stages of ball games here in tournament play, it's worked like this the first couple of weeks if you've been tuned in to Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio, but not straight up 7 innings. And rarely we've been able to get through all 7 because of the time limit. However, in a game like this, a low-scoring affair, that could potentially be the case, as we still have plenty of time left in this ball game in terms of the 2-hour limit, as it's from second to third on the advancement for Sherman. That's Mason Milks. So he is pinch hit for, but comes in to run. Now he's at third, 90 feet away from making it a 1-run ball game. And that's what Zach James would love to have happen, the head coach for the Bearcats. It's ball 4, so a couple walks in this inning for Greg Smeds. You'd think we'd probably see a visit to the hill, but it doesn't look like we see any. There we go. So pitching coach John Hampton making his way out to talk to the left-hander Greg Smeds. Runners on first and third. Wind picking up just a little bit here, but a beautiful day for baseball here in Sherman, Texas. Again, game started at 10 o'clock, and we're just a quarter past 11, and it's a 3-1 ball game, bottom of the fifth. Tying run on the base paths for the home team in Sherman. Starter still in the game for Fort Worth Christian and Greg Smeds, but approaching 70 pitches, there is some action in that Fort Worth Christian bullpen. It's the shortstop, Brody Ganser, who will try to deliver with the Cardinals entering this Grand Slam Invitational 10-1. They've won 8 games in a row, and they're trying to hold on to what is now just a 2-run lead here against the Bearcats. Looking at the Bearcats' schedule, according to Max Preps at least, looking at some of their results, they started action 1 week ago and have a 2-2 record on the season so far. Ganser watches the strike. Runner, who appeared to be in motion, and Newton stays put. Fired for a strike. So the sophomore shortstop up in a big spot, but hitting now with an 0-2 count, while the senior left-hander, Greg Smeds, will try to strand the tying run on base. Ganser 0 for 1 today, had a sacrifice in the first, fly out in the third. And he fouls it back here. The Bearcats 5A. Squad, Region 2, District 9. Here in Texas, donning the maroon pinstripes. But a 2-2 mark. Ganser, the shortstop, 3 of 11 to begin the year at the plate through their first 4 games. 0 for 1 today, and watches that. Eli Newton will take second with no throw as Smeds more focused on the man at the plate, but that does move the tying run into scoring position. And he fouls it away. So Ganser had 3 hits in their first 4 games, all of them singles, with no runs driven in. He has a couple out there here in a 2-run game, but Smeds ahead in the count. Can he put him away here with 2 strikes? Hit off the end of the bat. Carney at second, down on it to first in time. So the Bearcats strand the tying run in scoring position. And Greg Smeds is through 5 strong. We're off to the 6th here from Sherman.
You're just trying to find a way out. I don't wanna tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you, I want you to live it.
0-0-3.
Cardinals ahead by 2 as we start the top of the 6th inning, and Jackson Castleberry leading things off for the Cardinals. A little bit of a windy day. You can always tell based off what you see out in center.
Hi, boy.
That's blowing out a ball and a strike the count. But a 2-run advantage for Fort Worth Christian. And it's been a 2-run lead ever since the top of the 3rd inning. The last run that crossed the plate was that top of the 3rd inning, when the Cardinals scored 2 on a Braylon James single to right, followed by an error. Big swing by Castleberry there, but he's unable to connect to make it a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Ball. Looks like that was from the cage. Looks like it's from the cage, I'm sorry. Batting cage.
And in the middle of Newton's
Go and throw it next time.
pitch delivery, a ball came flying behind the backstop, which stops the action. So still a 2-2 count. And Newton out of the windup. And for just as effectively as we've talked about Greg Spence, well, Newton done a solid job as well. He got all the way to second last inning. The tying run, though, was stranded in scoring position, but he goes back to the bump and issues a leadoff walk to Jackson Castleberry to begin this 6th inning. Blaine McDonald. So good to see Castleberry back in this Cardinals order after he was a little dinged up, and he's been aboard now twice today, a walk and a hit. He did strike out in the 3rd. He's aboard at first, and he dives in. Booth has to go chase that, the Bearcats' first baseman. Like for a moment he thought about maybe taking an extra bag, but stays put. Important base runners, just a 2-run lead. Cardinals trying to add on to that advantage. Meanwhile, Eli Newton trying to keep it at just a 2-run deficit. There is a strike, important, at least on the side for Sherman. I mean, you're in striking distance. If you get a guy on, the tying run comes to the plate from their perspective, and the Cardinals trying to get a little more breathing room toward the back half of this ball game. And Blaine McDonald try to do that. He gets under it to left. And Bond is there in center. So McDonald, a couple of ground outs and a fly out for him, brings up Andrew Ridgel. He was hit on a 2-strike fastball that ran up and in his last time up. His first time being plunked this year. After he popped out to second in the 2nd. We'll check back at Castleberry. So keeping a close eye on Castleberry, the cleanup hitter, led off the inning with a walk at first. Another check, and this time he is looking to run. His progress impeded, and he'll try to dig for 3rd. Castleberry will get there standing up. Would have been awarded 2nd no matter what. It looked like he was interfered with trying to get to the bag on the overthrow. Happened earlier in the pickoff attempt. The first one got behind Booth. He went to go get it. Castleberry stayed put, but not on that occasion. And he gets all the way to 3rd base with 1 out. And a prime opportunity for Ridgel to drive in a run. Swing and a miss. So they were keeping a close eye there on Jackson Castleberry, and it comes back to bite him. Castleberry does have great wheels. 5 stolen bases, but again through limited action, just 6 games coming into today. And that's fouled back by Ridgel. Castleberry, with that speed, has the attention of Newton and Sherman. It ultimately comes back to bite him, and he advances all the way to third. So Ridgel at the play. That one gets behind the catcher, Reed, and Castleberry pumps the brakes, staying put. Ridgel today 0 for 1.
155.
Mentioned 3 extra base hits last week. Infield pitched in for Sherman. Ridgel gets that to the outfield. That'll be deep enough to drive in a run. Play made out and right, and Andrew Ridgel does a job with a sacrifice fly RBI. Jackson Castleberry comes across to score, and the Cardinals extend their lead. It's been impressive today what the Cardinals have done, particularly at the plate with 2 strikes against Eli Newton. Jacob Ward had a 2-strike single to lead off the third, an inning where the Cardinals scored 2 runs. Carney had a 2-strike single in the 5th inning. And right there, a sacrifice fly with 2 strikes from Ridgel. And Andujar hits it right at the right fielder, Mason Milks, to end the threat. But not before Ridgel drives in a run on a sacrifice fly after the leadoff walk from Castleberry. We continue things to the bottom of the 6th we go. Cardinals ahead by 3. New arm into the ball game. Antonio Andujar, the senior right-hander, called upon out of the bullpen. After 5 strong innings of work from Greg Smeds, 5 innings, just 2 hits and 1 run allowed. 1 strikeout and worked around 3 walks, but 5 innings of 1-run ball. The best outing thus far of the year for Smeds, which this morning his 3rd start of the season for the Cardinals ace. And now it's Antonio Andujar, who comes in bottom of the 6th inning. And he throws it past Max Bond. So 3, 4, and 5 scheduled to hit for Sherman. Here in the bottom of the 6th, the Cardinals ahead by 3 runs. That one popped up. Williams under it, and it drops in foul territory. So an 0-2 count here to Bond. Bond 1 for 2 today. Andujar kicks, delivers, it's up and out. Antonio Andujar on the hill this season, just his 2nd outing. He threw on last Friday against Centennial and was very sharp. That ball under it toward left, into the glove of Ward out there in left for the first down. So the defensive alignment, a little bit of a change there. Good to note that is Jacob Ward out in left. After Ridgel started the game there, Ward, the designated hitter, though, comes in because Ridgel moves to first, with first base previously occupied by Antonio Andujar, who's on the hill and gets the first out. I'm going to fly out to left there to Ward. So when you enter into the game, the ball will find you immediately, and that's what happened for Ward out in left, but he makes the play. And Charlie Sonero up to the plate. He's 0 for 1. As the lone run driven in this game. Didn't necessarily drive the ball, but he got the RBI on a bunt in the 1st inning with runners on the corners and 1 out. So he got that sacrifice bunt RBI in the 1st. He hit it right back to the pitcher in the 4th inning. That's up and in. In the early stages of the season, that ends up hitting Sonero, and he'll be awarded first base. So Sonero, who is also a sophomore, hitting in the meat of this order. Just like the shortstop, Ganser, Sonero definitely has had the best start to the year at the plate. He went 6 for 9 in their first 4 games with 3 doubles. Again, has the only RBI today. Came on a bunt in the 1st, but now he gets on, and he'll move on to 2nd base as well. So after the hit by pitch, he moves on to 2nd. Andujar, again, just 2nd appearance for him here this season. The senior certainly experienced out there on the mound. He looked really good in his first outing. Only faced 7 batters in 2 innings through 24 pitches and only allowed 1 hit, no runs, and had 3 strikeouts in that outing last Friday against Centennial. In what was a 7-1 win for the Cardinals. So Andujar. You've got Clay Booth at the plate He's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground ball outs. Sanero at second base after the hit by pitch. And then wild pitch. That is pulled foul. The 2-2 misses low, so now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Zanero is over at second. Had a hit by pitch and then advanced to second on the wild pitch. And here's Booth with a full count. And he steps out.
Go, Ben. Right on it.
Andujar. It's grounded up the middle. Booth will drive home a run in Sanero. And on the throw in, it's Booth who takes second. So the hit by pitch followed by wild pitch. And then RBI single from Clay Booth brings the tying run up to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Hey, don't help him, Frankie. Don't help him.
So the first baseman Booth, the runner at second. There's 1 out. Tying run now up to the plate in the form of Frankie Rosales. Who is 0 for 2 today. And a time granted to the Bearcats' second baseman. Just the 3rd hit this morning for Sherman, but it's an RBI knock for Booth, who stands at second. And that one to Emerson. And that's just the 2nd out. There's the 3rd out of the inning. Clay Booth forgot how many outs there were. It looked like a lot of people did, but Emerson steps on the bag and retires the side for the double play. So we will get another look there. Just 1 out, and that's softly popped to Emerson, who catches it on the infield. And while he goes to second, he flips it on over there and side retired. So can't forget how many outs there are. That's consequential. The tying run was up at the plate. But Rosales, I guess, hits into that double play there. The Cardinals lead by 2 as we continue here on Cardinal Baseball Live.
You're just trying to find a way out. I don't wanna tell you how to live, but I just don't want
1-1-1, 1-1-1. Ball. 2-4-3, 2-4-3.
Court Williams leading things off. And he takes the second for a strike, evening the count. So a turn of the double play to end last half inning, doubling up the runner at second. They got the tying run up to the plate, had a runner at second in a 4-2 ball game. In the bottom of the sixth inning, but a soft pop up to Grady Emerson for the second out, and then he flips it on to second, doubling up the runner for the third out. That ends the threat. So now we've arrived in the top of the seventh inning. New arm into the game for Sherman. That's fired for a strike there to Williams, who is 0 for 2, grounded out to first, his first time up on a well-struck ball, grounded into a double play in the fourth inning. And the 3-2 hits it off the end of the bat to stay alive. And out there on the mound now for Sherman, it's Alex Howard, the right-hander making his third appearance of the season. That's just a foul ball. But for the senior Alex Howard, at least the numbers that we were able to pull, 2/3 of an inning, 5 hits, and 4 runs allowed. However, none of them earned, 2 walks and 1 strikeout, all in just 2/3 of an inning. And that ball is smoked to left. First hit of the year for Court Williams. Leads off the top of the seventh. So once again, the 4th productive at-bat that we have had in this game. 3 of them hits, 1 a sacrifice fly, coming from a Fort Worth Christian Cardinal with 2 strikes. They have been tough and competitive, even being down in the count. And Jacob Ward really started that trend to lead off the third. Had an 0-2 single up the middle, and he came across to score what was at the time Braylon James RBI that gave the Cardinals a 2-1 lead. And then Emerson scored on that same play to make it 3-1. And we stayed at 3-1 until the top of the 6th, when the Cardinals added 1 more on a sacrifice fly by Andrew Ridgel to make it 4-1. However, there's a swing and a miss from Ward. Last half inning, Sherman scores a run to make it 4-2. So a 2-run advantage here in the final frame of action to begin the first of a doubleheader here for the Cardinals today. There's a foul tip. But Court Williams getting his first knock of the year. And it's Hunter Hampton running for him at first. Up and in here to Ward, who is 1 for 2 today.
5-3-1.
The freshman now with hits in back-to-back games. Watches it inside. So waiting on deck is the top of the Cardinals order. And Griffin Carney. Runner is off, but it doesn't matter. It's ball 4. here is Carney. Well above the zone.
4-2-2, 4-2-2.
A 1-1 count to Carney. 2-1 with runners on first and second. Hampton, the runner at second, running for Court Williams, who had his first knock of the year to lead off this inning. Jacob Ward walks. Now they check on Hampton, and he'll go take third. Ward advances to second, and so another failed pickoff attempt allows Fort Worth Christian runners to advance. Here with Carney at the plate. Carney today 1 for 3. Carney lifts this to left, should be deep enough to score a run. Bond has it on the relay in. Hampton scores, so the second sacrifice fly for the Cardinals extends their lead to 3. So back-to-back innings with sacrifice flies. Last inning from Andrew Ridgel, there from Griffin Carney. Carney on an 8-game hitting streak, but he goes to the dugout adding an RBI to his total. And it brings Grady Emerson to the plate. And he watches the first for a strike. An 0-1 count. Emerson 1 for 2 here this morning. He tore the cover off the baseball last weekend at Wiley East, had 2 separate games with 3 hits. And an 0-1. And he grounds it right side. Emerson will advance the runner to third, but he grounds out to second for the second time today, heading to the bench now. 1 for 3 this morning, but Jacob Ward now advances to third. It brings Braylon James to the plate. He watches the first for a ball. So the Cardinals, who pretty consistently have had double-digit hits, and many guys having multi-hit efforts through the first 11 games of the season, today a little bit different. James, grounder to second. Rosales there in time. So the final opportunity coming up for the Bearcats as we go to the home half of the 7th here on Tradio. So the final chance here for Sherman as we start the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch popped up right side, given some chase for it, but it goes out of play. So Fort Worth Christian leading 5-2. We start the bottom of inning number 7. It's the bottom of the order as well up for Sherman. 7, 8, and 9. 2 up for the Bearcats. They are down by 3, looking for base runners. Meanwhile, Antonio Andujar trying to close it out. And he misfires high here to Nate Reed. He walked in the 2nd, popped up to Emerson in the 5th inning at short. A ball and a strike. Swing and a miss. Reed coming in, just 1 AB through 4 games on the year. The catcher for Sherman trying to get things started. And he watches for strike 3. Antonio Andujar catches Reed looking. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Okay. You go, Nate. You go, mate. You go, Derek. I got it. Yes, we got it.
So a new bat coming in to hit, a pinch hitter, Mason Hancock, grabbing a bat and hitting in the spot of the right fielder, Mason Mills. And first called for a ball.
I forgot.
Andujar fires another one, but it's upstairs. And a foul ball on a 2-0 count. The pinch hitter coming off the bench trying to get things started for the Sherman Bearcats. Mason Hancock. Pop up. Left side. And it's grabbed in foul territory by McDonald. And Sherman down to their final out. So Christian Clark representing the final opportunity here for Sherman in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 5-2 lead for Fort Worth Christian. First 2 miss outside the zone. Foul ball. Cardinals ahead by 3. Bottom of the 7th. The Bearcats down to their final strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 3-run lead for the Cardinals. Andujar trying to pick up the save. And he fires it in there for a strike. So excuse me, we had that wrong on the scoreboard. 2-1.
Here we go. You got it?
And now 2-2 the count. And now the Bearcats down to their final strike here. Andujar. He delivers. Swing and a miss. Antonio Andujar with the strikeout. The throw down to first is there. And the Fort Worth Christian Cardinals win it. A final score of 5-2. 9 wins in a row for Rusty Greer's club. They're now 11-1 on the season, and they've got the second of a doubleheader coming up next right here on Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. They'll take on Tyler Legacy. First pitch at 12:30. We'll talk to you then on a new link, but for now, we say so long from Sherman, Texas. We'll talk to you soon as the second of the doubleheader is upcoming. The Cardinals have won 9 in a row, and they improved to 11-1 with a 5-2 victory over Sherman this morning.
Yeah. In the bright light.
We only play to win. That's on everything. We climbing to the top. Turn it up a notch. This is our house. We get that W.